we go. Hello, hello, and good evening? I guess, yeah, good evening, Shadow Players. I just wanted to go live randomly and play Spooltape, a little game I found on Steam. It looked good, and I want to give it a shot. There's also another game that I have in the wings. If it's too short, I may play Children of Clay. I think it's what it's called, but we'll see. It's fine. Fuck you, Twitter. I can't stand you. Like you want me to post double, and I'm like, no. Let's see if my computer, if my game decided to cry on me this time. We're so upset playing Skyrim. I need to go back and finish and redo that quest. I will eventually, but I was so close to me. Then I had 2 guys left there right in front of me, and the game crashed. Right there, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So that's kind of bullshit. Okay, we shared it to Blue Sky and Twitter. And live we are. Alright. Without any further ado, we should get into it. See what the game's about. Let's turn the music off. And yes. Ha. I think I don't think I logged into Steam today. Nope. Okay. So it'll do it. Yeah. I don't like it updating. I also love this aesthetic. It's so cool. So apologies that reading. I'm not very good at reading aloud, especially when I know that people are watching or will be. It's just nerve-wracking. Sorry, I clicked off the game. But I like the kind of survey type games. I think it's what it is. I brought the hammer down. You have to get me out of here. No help will come. Can you hear me? Try the classroom. The sadder the death was. Alright. Oh, I love this. A high-pitched squeal teared through the silence of the dark room as its red eye blinked slowly to life and stared back at me. There's 3. Its 3 long, thin legs are firmly planted on the ground. How long had it been there? Yeah, well, how long had it been since this parasite had taken over my life? A decade? No, more. I tried I keep giving it everything, but what has it given me in return? I grab the tiny armor media dress head to ensure that it's looking straight at me. I have to make sure that it sees everything that's about to happen. My eyes wander back to the piercing red glow. This is going to be this is going to be annoying. My hand finds the black duct tape next to my feet and starts ripping it. Shortly after, the red eye disappears. It's funny. I have a spool of black duct tape behind me. Having set the camera up, I step back and examine the result of my labor. Ooh, 1997. The 11th of September. Nice. I rarely film in the dark, which is likely why the red glow from the LED has never bothered me before. But filming in the dark feels right considering the topic of my current documentary. Ooh, nice. Analog horror is the latest fad, and when I came across the cursed VHS, I knew I had to I knew I had to include it in my VHS themed segment. Ooh, so it's like the Ring. Remember that came out? That was hilarious. I did watch it, but there's one that I actually never finished one, and it was called Fear.com. I probably should go and finish and rewatch that. I haven't watched that in years. I have already written up a frame starting with the ring and ending with the last entry of the VHS horror movie series. All that's left to do is tie it all up with a segment where I watch and document my own experience with the mysterious haunted tape. The story behind the tape is interesting. Interesting enough. The seller I ordered it from wrote something about it being found in the gathering place of a cult after all but one member suddenly disappeared. Always cult behavior. The remaining member is still in the coma, but I haven't gotten around to actually confirming it. Okay, perhaps you should. There's probably nothing to confirm anyway. It all sounds like a bunch of bull, but it doesn't matter right now. All that matters is that this sounds interesting. Mm. I mean, yeah, you have one hand where it's interesting, but then you also have that, that nagging in the back of your mind is like, you need to be careful. You need to investigate everything before you embark on this. I plop down on the sofa and take in the static on the screen for a few seconds. You think the sound of it would calm you down, similar to rain, but all it's doing now is making me anxious. I the TV snow. I've never liked that. There was always something there was always something off about it, and I never liked the snow. Once I heard Once I heard the German call it static ant football. But I don't know really. I don't really get why it don't look anything like football. Maybe it's just their obsession with the sport shining through. Could be. I had brought the tube TV from someone who was selling it alongside the old VHS, old video game consoles. I don't care how much, I don't care much about the games, but the fact that that had a VHS player built in was all the more interesting. Well, I could have just bought a standalone VHS player and plugged it into my computer or a flat screen TV, but that would go against the atmosphere that I aiming for. It had to be a tube TV. Oh yeah, if you want an aesthetic, you go all in. You have to go all in. You don't take, you don't cut corners. I love that. My hand reaches for the tape that's lying on the table in front of me, and I start turning it over and back. The cover is pure white, no text, no picture. What would I even call it in the voiceover? Maybe the intro feature had a card. Maybe the intro had the intro feature maybe the intro features a title card. The contrastingly pure black sides, tape sides out of the cover, slide out of the cover, and I just turn it around once more, back and forth. No text, no pictures. Nothing to indicate its origin, a black slab. For all I know, it could be empty. Maybe I've been scammed. You probably should hope you were. You are. I noticed that I'm stalling. There's that slight hint of fear that you get when you're going to build stuff up and you're like, yeah, curse, all that. You have that slight hesitation that it could be real. Something could happen. And so, yeah. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's just a tape. Maybe it lacked words. Oh, if there's anything on it at all, it's likely an assortment of random creepy internet videos like Rubber Johnny and I Feel Fantastic, spliced together with no regard for coherence. Oh, thank God. I heave myself up off the shelf and insert the tape. It starts whirring as soon as I press play and the screen flickers. Oh, I love it. Are you a sinner? But you can be forgiven. I can help you. I will make your wishes come true. You only have to follow my instructions. Once you complete the first task, there's no going back. Your first task. Spin around 3 times and spin around 1 time, then clap 7 times. The player keeps whirring, but the screen seems stuck. It's because it's watching you. If it wasn't for the music blaring on, I think the tape was broken. This might be a dramatic pause before it continues on to the next task, giving me a chance to follow the direction on screen. I glanced at the camera in the corner of the room. It's not the best. I'm not the best actor, so convincingly fake being scared if I know what's coming. What's coming up is not something I can do. I could hire an actual actor to sit through the tape, but I'd stretch my budget beyond what I planned. Maybe I should play along. Some of the taped work comes to mind. Once you complete the first task, there's no going back. I start rubbing my arms out the goosebump because of the creepy nature of the tape, or is it my AC just malfunctioning? My eyes are pulled back to the screen, spin around one time, and clap 7 times. The word have no intention of disappearing at any time. Should I do it? Oh, complete the task. Sure, let's do it. I can reshoot this part if I end up looking ridiculous. Spin once and clap 7 times. Nothing easier than that. One spin, then clap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Happy to see you've agreed to our contract. That music is... What's the word? How do you say that? Juxtaposed? As stated, there's no going back anymore. Quitting now would put you at great risk. So I ask you for your cooperation. Your next task. Gather a few objects. Find something that hurts. Find something that hurts and something that documents. I stand frozen at the foot of the TV. Hot blood rushed to my head. Is it just a coincidence that the image changed the moment I completed the task? Sure, you say that, yes. It must have been. Whoever made this tape must have had a good feel for when people would stop thinking about whether it would bowl or not and follow the instructions on the screen. All would have fallen apart if the tape had moved on too quick. But it didn't. Not this time. And the camera had captured my genuine reaction. This is perfect. Content. But the way the tape has said there's no quitting, that quitting is not an option, it makes it all the more tempting to see what would happen if I go against its wishes, though. Of course, nothing would happen. You say that. But there's something inside of me that wants to confirm it, that wants to make sure. No, you know what? We're gonna go forth. We're going to follow the tape as intended. Even though, yes, the character is questioning, trying to put herself at ease, but we're going to follow the tape, complete the task. Nothing would happen anyway. Why should I waste my time just to turn off the TV? Turn off the TV again shortly after. Turn it on shortly after. Find something that hurts, something that documents. I should take a look around the apartment. There should be something suitable, some suitable item laying around here somewhere. I heaved myself from the sofa and grabbed the tote bag that I usually use for shopping. It's a bit small, but it'll do. But it should do. Fill your bag with 5 items. So something hurts. Subject document. The smell of my dinner is still hanging in the room. Unwashed dishes are scattered inside the sink. I do admit that I'm lazy when it comes to dirty dishes, but I pride myself in keeping the counter clean. Ugh, dishes fucking suck. I'd rather do laundry than do dishes. Except there's one thing that's out of place. My knife rack is missing one knife. Oh, my knife rack is missing one knife. I'm sure I put it back. But I wonder if finally find what they're looking for. Delicately balanced on the edge of the end of the counter, its blade sticking out into the hallway. Oh. I quickly pick it up. That could have been dangerous. If it were to fall and I were to step on it. The knife definitely qualifies as something that hurts. Should I take the knife with me? Yes. I examine my nightstand next to my bed. An undrunk glass of water sits next to a journal. A rather dangerous configuration now that I think about it. Yeah. I shift the glass a bit further away. The journal there just in case I suddenly get an idea for my filming project. I write them down in case I forget. About a quarter of the pages are filled with hastily scribbled entries ranging from general topics that I might be interested in covering in future to more detailed notes about shot sequences. My idea for a document about analog forward among them. Either way, the paper definitely a way to document things. Should I take the paper with me? Yes. The spy closet is filled with rather cramped, filled with tools that have been useful once. I grab something soft as I feel around the shelf and pull it out and am astonished to see a doll. Did I own it? Did I own a doll? I certainly didn't as a kid. At least, not that I remember. It's my mother, perhaps. Perhaps. A blood red dress, void black button eyes. It looks self made. I might have never seen my mother crochet, though. It is my grandma, then? Why don't I remember ever putting it here? I squeezed and suddenly pain courses through my head and the doll falls to the ground. I quickly examine my hand. A small blood drop starts forming at the tip of my middle finger. Something has stung me. I look at the doll and slowly crouch down to pick it up with my uninjured hand. A drop from my other hand landed on the doll's face, forming a blotch where its mouth would have been. It quickly drained into the fabric that was my imagination. Or did it briefly look as if the blood had formed a smile on the doll's face? Once I cautiously turned it around to see what had hurt me. A pin is stuck in its back. I guess it had been used as a pincushion. Cautiously, I pulled the pin out and set it aside. I took another look at my finger, but the injury must have been shallow and practically healed already. I take another look at the doll, now free of sharp pins. Should I take the doll with me? No. Old books, toy, random trinkets, each of them hold a piece of memory inside of them and invites me to revel in the past, but I hold back. After my parents' untimely death, I gathered my old stuff and stuffed it in here. My hand grabbed a gray object. My face distorts into a grimace of bittersweet memories. It's my handheld camera. It was a gift for my 10th birthday. I remember shooting my first film project on this. One of my fondest memories was a mockumentary about life in the zombie apocalypse. A friend of mine had dressed up as a zombie, complete with fake blood smears, sponsored by his mom's lipstick. Getting the stain that was a pain, from what I heard. He actually had to do it while his mom lectured him, figuratively searing a hole in the back of his head with her piercing gaze. Back then, the camera was a symbol of freedom. Now it symbolizes shackles. Well, technically, the true shackles of capitalism. Anything you can turn anything can turn into a chore if you have to do it to pay rent. I suppose filming is the way of document. Yeah. The toolbox is probably one of the few objects that leaves the closet the most, and before long it returns to its one by one meter prison. That's bound to be something useful in here. Drill too heavy. Screwdriver probably won't work to tighten these screws. Hammer. What could I actually hammer? That sounds about right. It fits the VHS demand for something that hurts. And it's a long-haired Japanese ghost crawls out of the TV. I can bash its head in. Yes. So I have the journal, a knife, a camera, and a hammer. I need one more item. Go back to the bedroom. A narrow bed stands in the opposite end of the room. My coffin, where I lay to rest every evening. Direct 6 to 8 hours later. I love that description. If I'm lucky. Yeah. I walk toward it, but quickly recoil at the feeling of freezing air gripping my ankles like an undead hand. Why'd the floor around here so cold? It seemed to be emanating from the bottom of my bed. There's no visible fog, but the image of mist slowly creeps out, forming in my mind. I kneel. I don't believe in monsters under my bed. Did I ever believe in monsters under my bed? I don't remember ever asking my parents to look for them. But monsters aren't the only thing that can hide down here. House centipedes, spiders, intruders. Ugh. I hesitantly lower myself, my arms tensing up in preparation to push myself away if I see anything that's not supposed to be there. The underside of my bed is dark, as it should be. I squint my eyes while they adjust to the darkness. Now that's something that I cannot do. I cannot stare into like a darkened doorway, like a bathroom. I cannot stare into the darkness and just wait for my eyes to just I cannot do that. I don't mind the darkness, but I just can't stare into a deep, dark room. I can't. When they do, I see nothing. It's a sigh of relief, of course. There's nothing. Though it doesn't explain the unnatural coldness that caresses my cheeks. While scanning the underside of my bed, the reversal of the trope comes to mind. The real horror was on the bed all along. Oh, a distraction. I wonder if anyone had ever did a double reversal. The protagonist checked under the bed, then on top of their bed, nothing there. As they glanced back down, the monster jumped out at them from below the bed. Maybe I should keep that in mind if I ever work on a horror movie. A good idea. But nothing able to find softly cold. I prepared to heat myself. At the same moment, I hear a creak coming from the bed and quickly jump back. My eyes dart around trying to find the source of the noise. I turn around a few times, glance under the bed, then back up. But there's nothing there. I am completely alone. I must have bumped into the bed while trying to get up. Another sigh of relief escaped me. I'm too on edge. You think? Perhaps it's lack of sleep, or maybe the VHS tape is getting to me. I take a hesitant step toward the bed, considering the cold. A blanket probably wouldn't help. Should I take the blanket with me? No. The smell of detergent wafts my way as I open the wardrobe. My clothes were in the wash not long ago. Sweaters, t-shirts, and pants lie assorted in different compartments. Most of the stuff in my wardrobe had accompanied me for about a decade. My eye wandered down toward a sewing kit, a necessary investment for someone who doesn't want to waste too much money on buying new clothes. Now that I think about it, that's something that hurts. And you know, it would fit the description, wouldn't it? Yeah. Alright, we're done. Alright, this should be enough. I sit it from the TV, placing the tote bag in front of me. New text flickered onto the screen. I see you've gathered the material you'll need. Rejoice, your salvation is near. This is your final task. I don't like where this is going. Use the object that hurts on one limb. Let your blood flow onto the object that documents. Remember, there's no going back. There will be consequences if you stop now. Bleed. Oh God! Yet another wave of chill air enveloped me. I grabbed my shoulders. Had they gotten even colder? My body tenses as I reread the final words of the VHS. Bleed. Hadn't this gone too far? Like hell, I'll do that. There will be consequences if you stop now. An unease spread through my body. My stomach contracted as if it's trying to reason with me. It is just some creepy home project. Nothing will actually happen if I stop now. But just like last time, the VHS knew exactly when I was going to be done, gathering the objects it asked for. Could it have been a coincidence? What is the possibility of that? The probability of that? I glanced back at my camera in the corner. The red light covered. It was barely visible. Maybe some blood will make this segment more dramatic. Audience nowadays thirst for stuff like stabby vampires. This could be the chance to spice up my documentary. But should I really do it? I still can turn the TV off. We're going to continue. We're going to do it. Even though this is completely insane. But we're going to do it. I guess I'll actually do it. What object should I use? Well, the knife and hammer are jittering. Well, we'll use the knife. It's not particularly, this knife is not particularly sharp. I'm not a big knife enthusiast, as long as it cuts my vegetables reasonably well. I'm happy I'm happy. It reminded me of a part of a horror story I read long ago. I stared at the reflective surface of my blade. When I looked closer, I noticed more than one set of eyes staring back at me. Ooh, I like that. I've only used this hammer a few times since moving here, a few years ago. I don't think I've ever used the claw side. It reminded me of a part of a horror from a horror story I once read some time ago. He turned the rusty hammer in his hand. He could tell that it had been used more than just pulling nails. Okay, so not particularly sharp, but they would indicate that it. Hmm. I'll just go with the knife. I mustered the knife in my hand. In movies, they always slice the palm. They always slice across their palm. There's no need to be that dramatic, though. A small pricks do it. Yeah. Although I'm unsure how to go about it. I've never made myself bleed on purpose before. Do I do it slowly? Make sure not to hurt myself more than I need to? Or do I do it quickly, get over with? I'll decide on that later. Oh, I decide on the latter. I went and I stabbed my index finger. I had cut deeper than I wanted to. Yeah. I was unsure of what to do. I was unsure to be proud of myself for taking such good care of my knives, or or should I just curse myself? Or if I just curse myself. A small droplet of blood formed at the tip of my finger. What should I let the blood fall onto? A blank piece of paper that I ripped on a journal. Whenever I see blank paper, I get the urge to write or doodle something. This urge to create is probably what got me into filmmaking. It reminded me of a part from a horror story I read long ago. Its yellow journal shares its secret with those who know how to read it. The mind, the mad scribbling is only revealed in the dark. I've had this camera since childhood, despite not having used it in decades. I still can't bring myself to throw it away. Too many memories are attached to it. It reminds me of a part of a horror story I read long ago. When I check the footage, I see a door a few meters left of the main entrance that should be there. I approach that spot in the wall and stumble into a place humans aren't supposed to enter. Well late to the paper, my blood soaked into the paper. At first, nothing seemed to happen, but then slowly jagged lines start to appear. They seem random, but then familiar patterns start to form. Words. I read them aloud. They make probably a way to translate this, but what the hell is going on? What is this supposed to mean? This is an incantation. It means that my time has finally come. You have given me enough power to enter your realm. I only need one more sacrifice. Then I've gathered the number necessary to free all of you. Rejoice, that sacrifice will be you. Oh. I jump in my seat as the sound echoes somewhere in my house. Echo somewhere in my house. This can't be real. I try to calm myself, but fail to do so. My chest contracts. The pain that pulses through with every heartbeat spreads through my chest. I need to get out of here. I need to run. Those words flood my brain as I turn toward the door that leads from the apartment. But it's gone. There's no door. A white, solid wall blocked my escape from what soon could become my tomb. My eyes dart to the window. It too has vanished. This can't be real. This can't be real. Like a mantra, I repeat the word inside my head. I dash toward the bathroom in a panic. But I stumble over my feet and hit my head on the door. The adrenaline lets me forget the pain almost immediately. I try to force the door open, but wooden boards block my way. What? How did this? My head whipped around toward the bedroom. The door is covered in tape. When did this happen? Another noise made me jump. I need to hide. My eyes dart toward the other door. That didn't disappear. But they also didn't have any locks. How can I clear the way? Right, I can use the hammer to get rid of the boards from the bathroom door. I start pulling away quickly as I can, and quietly if possible. Mind racing. How would I hide the fact that how would I hide the fact that I'm in this room? I must take all the plank with me. Another sound, this time in the direction of the kitchen. I need to hurry. I pry off the last plank and rush inside. Right as I lock the door, I hear a crash. Then footsteps. They are still distant. The footsteps do not sound human. Then another crash. It must have broken into the supply closet. More steps, this time coming closer. They have stopped, likely in the middle of the living room. It's searching for me. Silence. What is it doing? More silence. Then the sound. Yeah. A squelching sound. Like someone squelching goo between their hands. What the hell is it doing? The sound stops. Inhuman footsteps again. They grow more distant. It must have decided to check one of the other doors. I need to use the chance while while still hadn't figured out I'm here. I quickly go through the contents of my tote bag, but nothing seemed like a weapon fit for fighting or whatever out there. Then the paper catches my eye. The script on it had changed, the letter looked reversed. I quickly stepped in front of the mirror and hold up the paper. A scribe note at the bottom reads reversal. This must be something like a counter incantation. If I could read it in the presence of it, of that demon or whatever it is, I should be able to get rid of it. Or at least I hope. I don't have any other alternatives. It will find me sooner or later. I press my ear to the door. The footsteps are yet growing more distant. It must be at the other end of the apartment now. This is my chance. I need to act before it finds me. There's no way I can hide here forever. I silently open the door and peek out. The monster is standing in front of the kitchen entrance, or something that should have been the kitchen. It looks like an entrance to the basement. It's stared leading down to a room I've never seen before. Its back is turned toward me. Thanks to the TV light, I can see a silhouette but nothing more. Its body looks humanoid. It's stretched into a grotesque shape. It's way too big, and its arms are way too long and thin in proportion to its body. It is a mockery of a human form. It's an alt. I hear the creaking note coming from its direction, then something like words. You'll be free of sin. I bring you salvation. The voice is distorted. It sounds as if multiple people are trying to speak at the same time. It's trying to mimic human speech. Is it trying to mimic human speech? You can be with your parents again. You can join them. How did it know that my parents are dead? What the fuck is this thing? My legs start to shake and my mind tries to comprehend the creature in front of me. But this isn't the time. I've had enough time to make sense of the thing. I've had enough time to make sense of the thing if I make it out of here alive. Now my chance, its back turned toward me. I can push it down the stairs. But would it be enough? I doubt the conventional weapon would help much either. Would have much effect. Maybe something that could buy me some time. I have to do something. What should I attack it with? Let's do a knife. I will my leg to move and dash towards it. I bring you salvation. The words are cut off and I lunged into it back. The knife cuts into it and I let go as it falls down the stairs. But it quickly catches itself on the railing. Oh, damn railing. It's figured a cloak in shadow, but I swear it's smiling. The knife had no effect. It's not very effective. I quickly closed the door. Right, the paper. It can read the counter incantation. I'm not sure if it will actually work, but it's the best bet of escaping this hell. I hold the paper in front of me and start reciting. I have no idea. A low pitch gargling echoes from behind the door. Then a thud. It's coming back up the stairs. It's futile. You can't escape. You can't escape your sins. Only I can save you. Just like all the 99 lives before you. And all the billions of lives that remain. All your sins will be cleansed. Something jerked me back. I tried to voice the last word of the incantation, but I can't. All air has escaped my lungs, and I'm unable to breathe in anymore. I look down. A deformed human-like arm has stabbed through the door and into my stomach. Oh shit. Blood started to drip out. I cough, and blood splattered onto the arm. A burning sensation spread through my body, and then a fire had broken out in the downtown area. All residents escaped except for one were accounted for. No body was recovered, but the police are still searching for the missing resident. A single VHS tape was found at the scene of the crime, but its connection to the case had not been confirmed. Foul play have been proposed as a cause for the fire, as a natural cause for it had not been found. This is the 8 p.m. news. Have a nice night, despite the grisly state of our world. Oh damn, you died. Well, check out our other novels. I've done that one. And I thought about doing this one. That's fun. I didn't expect it to be a full-on reading one. Otherwise, I would have prepared better. As you can hear, my voice is not set for reading. But damn. That was good. I definitely want to come back and try it again. When I'm better prepared for reading. reading it loud, it just strained my voice because I'm very cautious about it. So, but I definitely wanted to try to figure out how I could beat this. But this game is free on Steam if you guys want to try it out for yourself. It's really good. But for now, I think that can be it. Away. That was fun. That was really fun. We may come back. I may step in tomorrow night and we'll try it again. Uh, Maybe this time we don't follow the tape. There seem to be at least 3 endings, possibly. One where you just completely ignore it, and then the other one where you succeed in killing the creature. So, yeah, that was a good first inspection because you have the opportunity to go through the different rooms and stuff. And so now that I know what I'm looking for, I can better equip myself with items to help fight. At least I hope. But yeah, that was fun. Alright. I will see you guys possibly tomorrow. Um, we'll either try this again or we'll go back into Skyrim and finish the quest that uh, quit on me when I was almost done with it. So I don't know, but I'll definitely be back tomorrow night. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. All right, good night.
My soul